The return of John Dramani Mahama again. My own program that I want to share no. The Matiana no Hashem. Internet the Masha the Mateli. Go back. Go back to the program no. Echo through videos say I should JDM brace yourself. Another just on YouTube that type JDM brace yourself for the coming storm. JDM brace yourself for the coming storm. Ehun the me na pe click on it net asma meken no. And I make a prophet to a stage in Yama. The catch out there confusion obesi on will take you over public toilet will take over this. Then now ban a waba ninyale besi. Now did you are ban be one the bear make catch out there. Mamma care them time the miss to do a crabby won't go too much into detail. As I make any day. One, expectation of people are very high. Obi a there honest or corrupt officials and you won't be deal. Two, in Juma, teach you men's gold coast security, local funds in your down Kofunya workshop. Unemployed youth what if ye workshop. All the promises they making young corporation. Into me any able to my baby. After you know within your own government, no, that's the 60 ministers and you obey your Moboa. Them 60 nature there, about for 30 ministers, a substantive when I want deputies to bear 30 minimum. But selection, no, Mamon care bias. Because the kind of selection I bear, no, and sure, ne be more dear, the Bray Bray Yano, ye ministerial deal be a la, ya Basham Obesi 2028. Inti as we did the word pa them 60 na kakano because selection be KB on KB ma one kano no osirebo hu kon about for over 100 dem impa no na anka fa e yaw bi on famba inti after January 7 no I want a true test of NDC versus NDC no obesha say internally and some we put un name for two team. Because my next position if the brain too much no even this as a tech by here me say work can some there and some work no bogus or bogus or book in same p yeah manyama waka yanin nkofo hwe wani wanyeme pin ho enti what second coming in the anama can there the kind of pressure the man now do no for two team that the same pressure no sanyama bi ye there what in bad times too by the time pa esha ebenya time they do bumano because within the first 2025 to 2026 in ano transition period now the good ahwehwe nyeme 2027 look at we find that 2027 to 2028 no ehwo no na ebutu akeda ye nyama 121212 that time you so na chance to another election ehwo no na the kind of candidate NDC baba no abeche there's a boko for the second term, so one go for the second term. Obeche. Say boko akete candidate BH. No, I so obvious there. A tech candidate BH. No kofu akede no elo kokko. Major party for one. No care that and I do want dinibia. Ninya no it will hurt surface. It's na awu baba back no or ye juma. Or ye juma pa man paying or ye juma. Or ye juma. Now the master should be like that. Are possible? The button kade assist a constitution to give you a third term. Say about first term though. No, second. It assist a constitution. But there's the analysis of Paul Adumotre. Oh yeah, yeah, by back
a bill to change the presidential term limit. That's what we are looking at. Okay, what happens thereafter? Thereafter is 29224, Article 2924. It says, after the bill has been read the first time in Parliament, now that's important. So how do bills go through Parliament? They are read 3 times. The first reading is merely an announcement of the bill. The first reading is just an announcement of the bill. The second reading is where the work begins. So the second reading is when, so the bill is read for the first time in Parliament. So if I take this book here and I'm reading the bill. So, first reading of the bill by Parliament. Mr. Speaker, the bill stands in the name of the Attorney General. A bill seeking to amend Article 66 of the 1992 Constitution to allow a president who are serving a second term, non-consecutive second term, to be able to serve another straight second term and be eligible for the next election. Mr. Speaker, the bill. Put it down. Bill read for the first time in Parliament. Okay, that bill is read. It's an announcement to Parliament. Thereafter, in the second reading, Parliament, the bill will be referred to the committee. So the second reading now comes in. They take it. Mr. Speaker, the bill for the amendment of Article 66 is now in the second reading. And with your permission, I refer it to the Committee of Constitutional and Legal Affairs. The bill is referred to the Committee on Constitutional and Legal Affairs. That's the second reading. The Constitutional and Legal Affairs will look at it. They will make changes. They will add something. That's what you saw with the LGBT bill when they were fighting. That's the committee. So they look at it. They change it. They do that. It comes back to the House. It's read again. Now, when it's read to the House that time, there may be changes from the first one that was read. And then the third reading is that the House now make the decision. So when it's read a third time, the Speaker will now put the question. So after the third reading is done, after the debates, after the second reading, the third reading is done, and then Mr. Speaker now takes the chair. Now it's not somebody reading it for Speaker. Speaker takes the chair and says, Honorable members, with the discussions after the second reading concluded and the reports of the committee so well debated, I now put the question. As many as are in favor of the bill say aye. As many as are against say no. Speaker will decide and say, I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it, the bill goes to the president and is passed. That's first reading, second reading, third reading. That's not what is said here. Not at all. Very different. Let's look at it. After the bill has been read the first time in Parliament, it shall not proceed with further, it shall not be proceeded with further unless it has been submitted to a referendum held throughout Ghana and at least 40% of the persons entitled to vote voted at the referendum and at least 75% of the persons who voted cast their votes in favor of passing the bill. Let's get it again. After it has been read first, nothing else shall be done about the bill unless it has been submitted to a referendum by the people of Ghana. That referendum should be held throughout Ghana, and at least 40% of the 18 million people on the registered voter must vote. And the number of people who vote out of the 40% minimum from the 18 million, 75% of those who vote must vote for the change. Now, when that happens, clause 5 says, where the bill is approved at the referendum, Parliament shall pass it. So you see, ladies and gentlemen, there is no role for a two-thirds majority in Parliament in the amendment of the presidential term limits. In the amendment of the presidential term limits. That's what we are all learning now. So whether you have 2/3, or you have 5/3, or you have 1/3, or you don't have a majority, once a bill to amend an entrenched provision has returned positively from the Council of State, it is read in Parliament only once, and then it's submitted to the people. So the 2/3 majority of NDC is inconsequential to the NDC's decision to amend Article 66 of the Constitution to allow President Mahama to be able to run for the next election. It's completely inconsequential to it. I'm not sure.
Now, based on what Paul said, no, I don't think that the agenda, no, the majority now okita Mampe Mahama, the agenda, no, akahon. Because the ebufuna odu two, na nadu na ba me wana abangu no, na ka o de put it so to 2028 and Kwabaya West. Because the idea of one day, I will not ban on man now, baby anyway ND. Even coming back to run for this very election, can be more MPP be one ask more can they? I need the essentially Baba Kabe debut. But once I walk a Juma womb no say and the bomb man or manager no, so that baby on phone that about 1 million times or whatever. Once I able to my baby no, yeah, no, because what time no, a year nyama, apart from necessary allowance na ketache no. Now, the Bia Musume all the government in your Bia Babako make a point. Our time no, make care party a ye stretch executive be. And I go for those why be deputy stretch abadaba the uswe pepe then so iron than umbra. Now, first is Bibia Kade, so I don't that statement not bear no. Ofi wo quarters bear ni day. Mama 1 year, Yanyama like as if the contract mama contract wo ndwuma wo mama nkofo enyame bi deals knowing to whether you are going off the government mo be ya say on wo ba abaye kawa da wondo on wo ye bi ma wa akasa Felix Kwachi minua am you fi abro wo wan kasa ebebe kan ho asem this very week ebonda nkofo dem video na wabo nti the man mpo the man ba ka da asem no kra because awe ye bi na won so de be yo the man what time so look about so aye bi o nti no ya do there aban bia no obefido e ka bia no the man dey brace yourself ni kan wo do what the dem ka no what the boss yo next is what if students what if or no what if teachers na dey obia be automatic posting what the dem kan boss yo just as you did nti njema bi o dem la tenpo no nso do ba man nyam some mistakes nkete na man kofu nya idea bi sisi ayankopon na adom no ewin handsomely aba prediction ye mu bi me ni nyala wa abem obiara hwe majority no de ba ba yede it no to me ma Paul ken said the man be ye adwuma nkofo beka de e abade e greedy nkofo nsem obekeka no obeka de power drunk and I don't think that one kasa no kan be asondwe de beka academic nsem de since a constitution no ya referendum na in a chance to run third term. I have not seen that. Meaning baby Paul onya the my idea ni fi. And I mean him also was suggested because our majority need to know. I don't think so. What I do know ni there a bobu man. Inti bumano na yanko enenim. Because the man dey asomdwe de me so be bi wa Ghana ha. And the kind of defeats are Adoba Bro 2028 no. So I tried the man no krana obey west. And I don't think he will do it. It is the my agenda and the unfold to be because it's too early for that kind of assumption in I don't know. To me, I don't see President Mahama pushing for that agenda that he wants to go for a second term under this very administration or a third term. I mean, as far as his presidency is concerned, I don't see that happening though. I don't. But sometimes maybe we are good for education. It's important to watch an argument, but I don't see that happening.